Hi, my name is Sean and I'm a staff at Graceworks. Today I'll be talking about the book series Man for Christ. So this is Man for Christ 2, which we launched earlier this year, and Man for Christ 1, which we launched 2 years ago. So this is a book project by the men's ministry of Carmel BP Church. And inside you can find many articles on men who have struggled in many different areas, such as their emotions, sexuality, issues of anger, work, marketplace, and even things that God has called them to beyond Singapore. I think when I read this book, I found it to be quite a delightful read. And why? It's because as I read their stories, it just feels like an impartation of the previous generation to mine. And I think hearing it from stories instead of like 3-point sermons or lessons, I feel that it's a very life to life kind of impartation. On top of that, I think what I find very endearing is that these people share vulnerably. They don't just tell you about their victories, but also some of the things that they struggle with in all these different areas. We are fathers who feel like they did not do a good job in taking care of their children, or people who have failed in the marketplace, and yet God uses them again and again. And sometimes when we think about the idea of biblical masculinity or biblical manhood, sometimes we actually get some of these ideas from popular culture. Some are good, but some are also not very helpful. So I think reading the stories of all these men, 20 over of them, it just gives a much more holistic and biblical view of what exactly is manly and godly manhood. So I would really recommend this to my brothers out there, and I would really suggest that we learn from these people who have gone ahead of us.
Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I'd like to share about An Owl's Journey, essays to commemorate the 70th birthday of Pastor David W.F. Wong. It's called An Owl's Journey because Pastor David loves owls, and you can read about why in this book. And it's a reflection of his journey in life thus far, and what a journey it has been, because he has been a pastor, denominational leader, preacher, speaker, scholar, author, missionary, training director, co-founder of a theological school, mentor, author of fiction and nonfiction book, and lyricist for musicals as well. That's a mouthful. So each chapter is written by a friend in the particular field that he was into, and to share with you the diversity in this book. There is a section about church, where there's an article by Pastor Dave Menon about pastoral care of the dead. There's also a section for academia, for mentorship and leadership, for the musicals that he has produced, and for his other interests like marriage, missions, as well as disability. And I think what I loved about this book is you see the many, many hats that Pastor David has worn. And some of them are really very colorful and very interesting. And so you learn a lot about this man and his life. And I found myself thinking, wow, what a life he has lived. It was so full. It was so rich. So I think regardless of whether you know Pastor David or not, this book contains universal truths and a lot of heart as well. And for me personally, and I hope for anybody who reads it, I hope that it'll inspire you to live a God-filled, Christ-led life.